Have you been falling more often lately? Not big dramatic falls, just those sudden slips, that moment when your foot doesn't land where you expected, when your body jerks forward, your heart skips a beat, and you thank the chair or the wall or sheer luck for keeping you upright. Maybe you did fall, just once, but now every step since then feels a little less certain, a little more cautious, a little more like walking on eggshells. If that's you, I want you to know something right away. You are not alone, and you are not broken. But you may be walking a way that's quietly putting you at risk without even realizing it. For so many older adults, falling isn't just a random accident. It's a pattern, a slow shift, a change in posture here, a shortening of steps there, a gaze that moves from forward to downward, an arm that stiffens instead of swinging. These small things add up, and before we know it, the way we walk, something we've done our whole lives, starts working against us. What's heartbreaking is that this happens to the most careful people, the ones who slow down, who hold railings, who think they're protecting themselves. But the truth is, many of the habits we adopt out of fear can actually increase the chance of falling. Not because we're doing something wrong, but because no one ever showed us how to walk right after 60. No one told us that walking at this stage of life is different, that our center of gravity changes, that our muscles and reflexes shift, that fear itself rewires the way we move, and that falling, while common, is often preventable. That's why I'm here. That's why this conversation matters. Because there is a way to walk that makes you safer. A small adjustment, a trick even, that doctors and therapists use every day to help people regain their confidence. It's simple, it's gentle, and it doesn't require strength or youth or special equipment, just awareness and a willingness to try something new. If you've ever fallen and felt that fear crawl into your chest, if you've hesitated before stepping into the shower, onto the sidewalk, or down the stairs, if you've quietly wondered, is this just part of getting old? Please, stay with me. By the end of this, you'll understand what's really causing those moments. You'll learn the small mistake that makes a big difference. And more importantly, you'll learn how to fix it, starting today. Not with hours of exercise, not with some complicated routine, but with one mindful change to the way you walk. You'll hear a story that might sound like your own. You'll learn how to check your body, gently and honestly, and you'll see that the freedom to move without fear isn't gone. It's just waiting to be reclaimed. So if this speaks to you, even a little, I invite you to like this video or leave a comment. Let me know you're here. Let others know they're not alone. And if you haven't already, subscribe so we can keep walking this journey together, one steady, safe step at a time. Now take a deep breath. Let go of the tension in your shoulders and ask yourself, when was the last time you felt truly confident? Just walking across a room. Maybe it's been a while. Maybe now, each step you take feels calculated. Not just where to go, but how to get there. You scan the floor for anything out of place. You hesitate before shifting your weight. Your hands reach for support, even in familiar spaces. And in the back of your mind, there's always that quiet question. What if I fall again? It's a question that deserves more than sympathy. It deserves understanding. Because the truth is, most falls don't happen because someone is clumsy or careless. They happen because of small hidden changes in the body, changes that build up over time, quietly and invisibly, until one day, balance is lost. It begins with muscle loss. After the age of 60, the muscles in our legs, the ones that once held us upright with power and ease, start to shrink. Not overnight, and not in a way we always notice, but slowly, steadily, the strength that kept us steady begins to fade. We don't lift our feet as high. We don't recover as quickly from a stumble. And when the stabilizing muscles around our ankles, knees, and hips weaken, even a gentle slope or a crack in the sidewalk can send us off balance. Then, posture changes. Maybe you've noticed it in the mirror or felt it in the way your clothes hang differently. The head leans forward, the shoulders curl in, the spine rounds, just slightly, but enough to shift your entire center of gravity. You begin to lean without meaning to. You walk more on your toes, with your weight pressing down at the front of your body. And suddenly, your steps are not just forward, they're vulnerable. But perhaps the most dangerous change is the one we can't see at all: fear. After a fall, or even a close call, fear settles into the body like a quiet passenger. And fear changes everything. It makes your muscles tense. It shortens your stride. It keeps your arms stiff by your sides instead of letting them swing and balance your movement. You begin walking not with confidence, but with caution so sharp it throws your body out of its natural rhythm. You may think you're being careful, but your body is no longer moving the way it was designed to move. And that's the irony. The more afraid we become of falling, the more likely we are to fall. You start looking down instead of ahead. Your steps become shorter, more uncertain. You hold your breath without realizing it. And your body, this beautiful body that has carried you through decades of life, starts walking like it doesn't trust itself anymore. But it doesn't have to be this way. You're not stuck. You're not too old. You haven't missed your chance. Because the same body that learned to walk once can learn again. Not from scratch, but with a few simple, powerful reminders of how to move with balance, with control, with presence. And that journey starts with understanding how walking is supposed to feel. Not just how to put one foot in front of the other, but how to let your body support you again. How to let go of the tension, how to stand tall, not out of pride, but out of purpose. In the next part of our conversation, we're going to walk into that truth together, gently, practically, and with more hope than you might expect. Because this isn't just about walking, it's about remembering how to trust yourself again. Let's begin again, this time with awareness. Forget everything you've been told about watching your step. Forget the voice in your head that says, be careful, stay stiff, look down. That voice means well. It's trying to protect you, but it's gotten the message all wrong. True safety doesn't come from freezing your body into cautious movements. It comes from freeing it, from moving with intention, not fear, from walking the way your body remembers, before the doubt, before the falls, before the tension crept in. And the very first shift starts right here, with your posture. Yes, posture, not the military kind, not the shoulders back, chest out stiffness we grew up with. I'm talking about a quiet, natural alignment, the kind that doesn't just look stronger, it feels safer. Take a moment now and imagine someone placing the lightest thread at the crown of your head. That thread is gently pulling you upward, not yanking, not forcing, just lifting. As if your spine is stretching gently toward the sky. Your shoulders aren't pinched back, they're relaxed, dropped away from your ears. Your chest opens, not because you pushed it forward, but because your lungs finally have the space to breathe deeply. This is the beginning. Now shift your gaze, not to your feet, not to the cracks in the pavement, but forward, about 10 feet ahead. That's the distance your eyes need to anticipate what's coming. That's where your brain starts planning the next steps before your feet even move. When you look down, your center of gravity leans forward, your neck collapses, and your whole body folds inward. But when you look up, when you trust the ground will meet your step, your spine straightens, your balance begins to restore itself. And now, the arms, let them move. They were made to swing. They are not just decorations at your sides, they are part of your body's natural rhythm. Let your right arm move as your left foot steps forward. Let your left arm follow your right foot. It doesn't have to be exaggerated or fast. It just needs to move, like a soft dance between your upper and lower body, like balance being shared across your frame, rather than piled onto your legs alone. And now, the steps. Here's where everything changes. Instead of shuffling, instead of dragging your feet like they're weighed down by worry, try this. Plant your heel first. Let it make gentle contact with the ground, then roll through your sole. Then push off with your toes, heel, sole, toe. Again and again, like a wave, like a breath. Like you are claiming each step, not just surviving it. Each time your foot lands that way, with clarity and confidence, it sends a signal to your brain. I'm safe, I'm stable, I'm here. This way of walking, what some call heel-to-toe conscious stepping, isn't a fancy therapy. It's not a miracle cure. It's how we were always meant to move. But life, pain, fear, and time teach us to forget. Today, you are simply remembering. And finally, the space between your feet. Too close, and you'll wobble. Too wide, and you'll tire yourself out. Find the sweet spot, feet shoulder-width apart, toes pointed forward. Walk as if you're walking along two invisible train tracks, side by side. This gives your body the base it needs to adjust quickly, to react without panic if something unexpected comes your way. There's no rush, no need to go far. Start in your hallway, along the tiles in your kitchen, just a few steps. Practice feeling upright, aware, and softly powerful, like your body is your ally again, not your enemy. Like movement is something you're allowed to enjoy. I've seen it happen, more times than I can count. Men and women who once feared a trip to the mailbox slowly rediscover the joy of moving freely. They start with 3 steps, then 5, then a walk around the block. And then one day, someone says, "You're walking like your old self again." And they smile, because they know they are. So if it feels strange at first, that's okay. If you wobble or forget, that's okay too. This isn't about perfection, it's about presence. You're not just walking, you're reclaiming your path. And what a beautiful thing that is. I want to share a story with you. It's not dramatic, it doesn't end with a marathon or a medal, but it's real. And for the woman who lived it, it changed everything. Her name is Jedwiga, 77 years old, small frame, soft voice, a heart full of warmth. She lived in a modest apartment lined with plants she watered every morning. She walked to the local senior club twice a week, always with a tin of cookies in her bag. There was a rhythm to her life, a gentle, graceful pace she'd carved out over the years. And then, one morning, it stopped. She had just woken up, shuffled into the kitchen, reached for the kettle. Emotions so ordinary, so familiar, she didn't even think. But the floor was slick. Her foot slid. Her body turned just slightly. And then, she fell. There was no time to catch herself. Her wrist took the brunt. Her hip slammed into the tile. And everything else, her breath, her routine, her confidence, fractured alongside the bone. 2 weeks in the hospital. That's what the chart said. But healing isn't always written in stitches or casts. The real wound, the one no scan could capture, was fear. When she came home, she didn't move the same way. She barely moved at all. Her walk became a shuffle. Her hands clung to furniture. Her voice, once bright and steady, dimmed. Her children called more often. Her friends left voicemails. But she stopped answering. Not because she didn't love them, but because she didn't trust herself anymore. The woman who once walked freely through her neighborhood now sat still in her chair, watching the shadows move across the walls, measuring the risk of every step. And that's when Lucia came. A physical therapist, yes, but more than that, a guide. Lucia didn't just see the bruises on Jedwiga's skin. She saw the hesitation in her eyes, the way her feet hovered before lifting, the way her arms stayed glued to her sides, the way her spine curled forward, not from pain, but from fear. "Your body isn't broken," Lucia said gently. "It's just forgotten how to feel safe." And so they began. Not with exercises or charts, but with one step. A slow, firm step. Heel first, eyes forward, arms swinging just a little. A breath in, a breath out. Again, Lucia taught her not how to walk faster, but how to walk on purpose. They practiced near the kitchen counter, down the hallway, from the window to the sofa. With every movement, Lucia reminded her, "You are safe. You are in control. Your body remembers how to do this." And little by little, it did. The first time Jedwiga walked outside again, she was holding a bag of bread, not heavy, just enough to feel like a task, a reason, a return. And now, months later, she walks to the market with the same quiet pride she once carried years ago. Her steps are not perfect, but they are hers, and she no longer fears them. She told me once, "I didn't need strength. I needed someone to show me how to trust my steps again." And I thought, what a powerful truth that is. Because for so many of us, it's not that we can't walk. It's that we've lost the connection between mind and body. We've let fear take the lead. We've forgotten that walking isn't just about movement. It's about confidence, balance, and presence. But that connection can be rebuilt. It begins, like it did for Jedwiga, with a single step taken with awareness, with intention, with the quiet belief that you deserve to feel safe in your own body again. So if you've ever felt like her, hesitant, uncertain, afraid, I want you to know you can come back from it. You can learn again. You can move forward, not just on your feet, but in your spirit. And now that you've seen what's possible, let's take it one step further. Let's learn how to check your own walk, in your own home, with your own body, so you can catch the risks before they catch you. Let's pause for a moment, not to stop the journey, but to turn inward, to check in with the one person who knows your body better than anyone else, you. Because as powerful as stories can be, as helpful as techniques and advice might sound, none of it matters until you understand what your body is doing. Right now, every day, in every step. So I want to ask you something. How are you walking these days? Not how far, not how fast, but how? When was the last time you noticed your own movements? Not from a place of fear, but from honest curiosity. When was the last time you truly felt how your feet met the floor, how your arms moved, how your back carried your weight? I'd like to invite you, just for a moment, to observe without judgment, to gently scan your body, the way a kind teacher might watch a student, hoping not to criticize, but to understand. Close your eyes if you'd like. Breathe deeply. And as you picture yourself walking, maybe from the kitchen to the living room or from the car to your front door, ask yourself these questions. Are your feet lifting clearly off the ground, or are they dragging, even just a little? Do your steps feel short, hesitant, as if your body is holding back? Are your arms swinging freely, or are they locked by your sides like passengers who've forgotten how to move? Do you find yourself looking down as you walk, watching each foot, scanning every crack, afraid of what might trip you? Are your shoulders slumped forward? Does your back curve inward, your head reaching ahead of your chest? And what about when you turn or change direction? Does it feel smooth, or does your body resist like it needs an extra second to catch up? Do you reach out for walls or counters, even if just slightly, as a silent reassurance? Have you started avoiding certain paths, uneven sidewalks, busier areas, even parts of your own home, because something inside you doesn't quite trust your balance? If any of that feels familiar, you're not failing, you're adapting. Your body is doing its best with the information it has. But here's the thing, it might be working with the wrong instructions. Because these habits, shuffling feet, stiff arms, forward-leaning posture, might feel like caution. But in reality, they shift your center of gravity. They tighten your muscles. They make your steps less stable, not more. And slowly, almost silently, they increase the very risk you're trying to avoid. But here's the hope in all of this. You can retrain it. You can change the script. Your body has an incredible capacity to learn, even now, even at 60, 70, 80, and beyond. Your muscles can remember new patterns. Your brain can form new connections. Your balance can improve. And it all begins with this first step, awareness. So if you answered yes to even a few of those questions, I want you to know this isn't something to fear. It's a message, a gentle whisper from your body saying, I'm ready to move differently. I just need your guidance. And that's exactly what we're going to give it next. Because now that you've noticed what might be holding you back, let me show you how to walk forward again. Not with hesitation, but with clarity, with confidence, with the kind of movement that tells your whole being, I trust this step. I trust myself. So now let's walk forward together. Let's begin not with distance or speed, but with intention, with the quiet belief that every part of your body has something to offer, if you just give it the chance to move the way it was meant to. Walking isn't just about getting from one place to another. It's about how you carry yourself on that journey. And the good news is, walking safely and confidently again doesn't require anything fancy, just small shifts in awareness that build a powerful new habit. Let's start with something you already have, your posture. Picture yourself standing tall, not rigid, not military stiff, but lifted. Imagine a string gently pulling you from the top of your head, like someone is inviting you to rise, not with pressure, but with care. Feel your spine elongate. Let your neck follow. Your head stays centered, not tilting forward like it's rushing ahead. This alone changes everything. It balances your weight. It lifts your chest. It opens space for deeper breath. You are no longer leaning into fear. You are standing in alignment. Now soften your shoulders. Let them drop, not forced, but free. So many of us carry tension in our upper body without knowing it. It's like bracing for something that hasn't happened yet. But when your shoulders relax, your chest opens, your breath flows, and suddenly your arms are no longer frozen. They're ready to move with you. And that's where we go next, the arms. Let them swing, naturally. As your right leg steps forward, your left arm moves forward with it, and the same for the other side. It doesn't have to be big, it just has to be real. This simple motion is more than habit, it's science. It helps maintain balance. It counteracts the movement of your legs. It keeps your body in rhythm. If you've been keeping your arms stiff to stay safe, you might not realize it's making you more wobbly, not less. Let them dance again, even gently. You'll be surprised what they remember. And now, the feet. This is where most of the magic happens. If you take away just one thing from this entire conversation, let it be this: step heel to toe. Not flat, not with a shuffle, not dragging like the world is too heavy. Plant your heel first, let your foot roll through the sole, then push off gently from your toes. This rocking step, as some call it, isn't just elegant, it's stable. It allows your foot to absorb shock naturally, to send signals to your brain, to ground you with every contact. Each part of your foot gets a turn to help you, and when you do it mindfully, with every step, you begin to feel less like you're surviving your walk and more like you're owning it. Space your steps with comfort, not too close, not too wide. Keep your feet parallel, about the width of your shoulders, like two rails moving side by side, not crossing, not tripping over each other. That stance gives your body a stable base, and in movement, stability is everything. And now, take a moment, breathe, because in this single movement, posture upright, arms swinging, heel to toe, feet in rhythm, you're not just walking, you're reintroducing your body to trust, to flow, to presence. You're saying, this is how I move, and I move with confidence. Don't worry if it feels awkward at first. That's not failure. It's simply your body waking up from a long nap. It's relearning, reconnecting, and with each step, it gets easier, smoother, more natural. This is not about being fast or perfect or young again. This is about being present, grounded, and giving yourself the gift of safe, comfortable, joyful movement, step by step. And as you begin practicing this new way of walking, even just for a few minutes each day, you'll start to feel something shift, not only in your body, but in your mind. Because you're no longer walking out of fear, you're walking with purpose. You might notice something surprising now. It's not just your body that feels different, it's your mind. There's a shift, a small but steady spark that says, I can do this. It's not loud, it doesn't need to be, because it's not about bravado. It's about quiet, grounded confidence. The kind that comes not from ignoring your fears, but from walking through them with intention. And that's where the transformation truly begins. Because when you walk the right way, not just technically, but mindfully, you're doing more than preventing a fall. You're interrupting a story that fear tried to write for you. A story that says, stay small, stay still, stay safe by not moving. But now you're rewriting it. With every heel first step, with every relaxed shoulder, with every breath that flows a little deeper, you're creating a new rhythm. One that doesn't revolve around hesitation or avoidance, but around freedom, awareness, strength. And maybe you've already noticed, the world starts to feel more open again. That hallway you used to dread walking down because there's no railing, it feels shorter now. That quiet moment in the grocery store when you hesitated to grab the milk from the back of the fridge, you move toward it with a little more certainty. Even the act of stepping off the curb to cross the street, once a small but real anxiety, now carries with it a new kind of trust. In your feet, in your balance, in yourself. Because that's the power of walking well. It's not just about movement. It's about what movement gives you back. Autonomy, clarity, presence. And the beautiful thing is, this doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing differently. From replacing the tension that's been quietly building in your body over the years with grace. From seeing your walk not as a vulnerability, but as a skill you have the power to refine. Of course, there may be days when it's harder, days when your legs feel tired or your mind feels scattered. That's okay. This isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. Just a few minutes a day. Just a hallway, just a room. Let it become your practice, your check-in. Your personal reminder that you're still here, still moving, still learning how to walk with intention, no matter what the world tries to take away. You're not slowing down. You're moving with wisdom. And wisdom is worth every step. So now that you've learned how to walk differently, it's time to take it even deeper. Because the truth is, walking well isn't just about motion, it's also about strength. Quiet strength. The kind you build not with heavy weights or endless routines, but with simple movements you can do in your own home. Movements that strengthen the very muscles that support your balance, your legs, your hips, your core, and help you feel even more stable with every step you take. And trust me, just like your walk, it starts with one small shift. Let me show you how. Let's begin with something gentle, something real. You don't need a gym, you don't need fancy shoes, you don't even need a yoga mat. All you need is a sturdy chair, a little space, and a willingness to begin. We're not here to push limits, we're here to build a foundation, to awaken the muscles that keep you steady, the ones that quietly do their job without ever asking for attention, until one day when they're no longer there and you realize just how much they mattered. We'll start by standing near that chair, one hand resting lightly on its back. Feel your feet grounded, your weight balanced evenly between them. Not leaning, not rushing, just being. Now slowly lift one leg, just a few inches off the floor. Nothing dramatic, just enough to make your standing leg feel the work. Hold it there, 5 seconds, maybe 10. Let yourself wobble a little. That wobble means your stabilizing muscles are waking up. They're listening again. They're learning. Then gently place your foot down and switch sides. It's such a simple move. But within it lies a quiet kind of power. You're telling your ankles, your knees, your hips, I need you. I trust you. Let's get stronger together. Repeat it a few times each day, and you'll start to notice it. How your feet grip the floor more confidently, how your legs hold you taller, how your steps feel just a bit more certain. Next, we'll bring in the knees. That's where control lives. Hold on to the chair again. This time, lift one knee slowly, up to hip height if you can, then lower it back down with care. Then the other side. Don't rush. Let each movement feel like a message to your body. I'm here. I'm choosing to move. I'm choosing strength. As you lift and lower, you're retraining your legs to lift fully when walking, to avoid dragging, to clear the ground, to respond with ease instead of fear. You're also building the coordination that keeps you from stumbling over that small step, that uneven rug, that edge of the carpet you used to glance at with worry. You may feel your core engage, the center of your body gently tightening to help you balance. That's good. That means your body is working as a whole again, not in pieces, but in harmony. And now, your feet. They carry the weight of your entire life, and yet we often forget to strengthen them. But now, we remember. With both feet flat on the floor, slowly rise onto your toes. Feel your calves engage. Feel the pressure move toward the front of your foot. Hold for a breath, then slowly lower down. Feel the heel reconnect with the ground. Feel the rootedness return. This movement may seem small, but it is one of the most powerful ways to build ankle stability, calf strength, and circulation, all essential for confident walking. And just as important, it helps your brain reconnect to your body's balance system. Every rise and fall is a whisper. You've got this. You can do it while brushing your teeth, while waiting for the kettle to boil, while standing at the window watching the world pass by. And now we move. Just a few steps, a hallway, a quiet space. Walk in a straight line, consciously, gently. Let your arms swing. Let your feet land heel to toe. Let your gaze stay forward, and let your body begin to feel the rhythm it was always meant to find. This is more than exercise. This is reprogramming. You're telling your body, day by day, this is how I walk. This is how I stay upright. This is how I trust myself again. And finally, just for a minute, stand still. Feel your feet planted. Let your arms hang freely. Take a deep breath in. Lift gently through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, imagine any leftover fear or doubt melting away with your breath. You're still here. You're still strong. And you're doing something truly beautiful. With each quiet repetition, each breath, each gentle step, you are rebuilding not just balance, but belief. Not just movement, but momentum. Not just posture, but possibility. And now, take a moment. Not to reflect on what you didn't know yesterday, but to honor what you've just remembered today. This journey you've taken, step by step, breath by breath, isn't just about walking better. It's about coming home to your own body. It's about reclaiming something that fear had slowly taken away without asking, your trust in yourself. You've learned that falling isn't an inevitability. It's often a result of habits we didn't even know we had. You've seen how posture, rhythm, and awareness can turn a simple act like walking into a form of strength. You've remembered that muscles can be retrained, that fear can be unlearned, and that even in our later years, we are never too old to begin again. And maybe more than anything, you've felt something shift. A quiet return of confidence. A subtle rise in energy. A softer kind of hope. Because this wasn't just information, it was a turning point, a reawakening. And if you carry even a small piece of that into your next step, your next walk, your next day, it will grow. One moment of awareness becomes a rhythm. One safe walk becomes a habit. One choice to move becomes a new season of freedom. And I want that for you. Not just to avoid a fall, but to live without the constant weight of worry. To go where you want, when you want. To feel steady again, not just in body, but in spirit. So if something in this message resonated with you, if it made you breathe a little deeper, or made you want to get up and try, please let me know in the comments below. Even a simple "I'm starting today" could be the very message someone else needs to see. Because there are so many others walking this same path, quietly, cautiously, waiting for someone to tell them, you can do this. And if this video helped you, even in the smallest of ways, I'd be so grateful if you clicked the like button, shared it with a friend, or subscribed to the channel. Every bit of support helps us reach more people who may be silently struggling, people just like you. You are not alone. You are capable, and you are absolutely worthy of moving through this world with balance, with dignity, and with joy. So go ahead, take that next step, one foot in front of the other, not in fear, but in freedom.